Art doesn't have to be complicated, and honestly, I think that's one of the best things about it. As illustrators, we sometimes fall into the trap of thinking that the best art is the most intricate, the most detailed, or the most technically proficient. When scrolling through Instagram or Pinterest, it's easy to get overwhelmed by the jaw-dropping pieces that seem to be overflowing with finesse. But here's the kicker. Some of the most engaging and thought-provoking pieces out there are incredibly simple. They speak volumes with just a few lines or colors, and that's the beauty we should embrace. Reflecting on my own journey, I can't help but remember those early days when I would just doodle for fun. There was this freedom in those early sketches, a playful spirit that didn't care about rules or techniques. I wasn't worrying about whether my perspective was perfect or if I'd chosen the right shade of blue. I just created because I enjoyed it, and that joy translated into my work. Somewhere along the line, as I became more aware of techniques, I felt this pressure to overcomplicate my art. I started second-guessing every decision, and that playful spirit got buried beneath layers of self-doubt and perfectionism. So how do we reclaim that simplicity? A bunch of practical tips come to mind that can help us simplify our artistic process and rediscover that joy. One of the first things I'd recommend is to take a step back and ask yourself what you love about your art. Is it the way shapes come together? The emotional impact of a color palette? The characters you create? Start with those core elements and let them guide your work. A lot of the time, when we focus on what truly matters to us, the complexity starts to peel away naturally. Another helpful exercise is to limit yourself creatively. Take a sketchbook and set some constraints. Maybe only use one medium for a week, or allow yourself just 3 colors for an entire series of drawings. Sounds a bit challenging, right? But that's where the magic happens. By giving your brain fewer options, you'll often find that your creativity blossoms in new ways. It pushes you to think outside the box, work within a framework, and get innovative with what you have. Plus, simplifying your choices can help you cultivate a clearer voice and style. Don't underestimate the power of lines and shapes either. When was the last time you really played with basic forms? Grab your favorite pencil or brush and start sketching with just circles, squares, and lines. Create characters or scenes using only those fundamentals. You'll be amazed at how much depth and narrative can emerge from basic shapes. This not only helps reaffirm that art doesn't need to be complex, but it also reminds you of the roots of creativity. Those simple shapes we all learned in kindergarten. Also, let's talk about the temptation to chase the latest trends or techniques. We see artists creating phenomenal pieces with crazy effects or detailed textures, and it's easy to feel like we need to jump on that bandwagon. But if it doesn't resonate with you or reflect your style, it can make the whole process feel forced and overwhelming. Remember, following trends can overcomplicate your artistic voice. Stick to what feels authentic to you, and your work will feel more genuine as a result. Sharing your simpler pieces is another area where many of us shy away. Often we think that only highly detailed or complex works are worth showing off, but trust me, there's a whole world of people out there who will connect with your simpler pieces. Those raw, straightforward illustrations often invite a more profound connection because they are approachable. So go ahead. Post the doodles, the one-color experiments, or the quick sketches that you think might not be good enough. You'd be surprised at how many people appreciate the authenticity in those simpler works. And here's something else to consider. The narrative doesn't always need to be complex either. Sometimes a single image can tell a powerful story without excessive detail. Think about how an abstract piece can evoke feelings or memories through only a few visual cues. This is where the emotional journey of art comes into play. Engage with your audience using your unique perspective and ways of expressing that simplicity. It can hit home in a way that the most intricate piece just doesn't. Lastly, remind yourself that the act of creating should be enjoyable. Sometimes we put so much pressure on ourselves to produce something groundbreaking that we lose sight of the fun in the process. Reassess what art means to you and rediscover the joy in creating for the sake of creating. Try to build a routine where you just draw or paint for a set amount of time every day without expectations. Maybe a few short sketches or painting exercises can serve as a warm-up before you dive into your main project. Let it be playful and light-hearted. Art doesn't have to be complicated. It can simply be an exploration of ideas, emotions, and personal expression. As illustrators, we have the unique ability to transform everyday experiences into visual stories. And sometimes, the simplest illustrations resonate the most because they come from a genuine place. So embrace that simplicity, put your creativity first, and remember to enjoy the ride. You might just find that your most meaningful work blooms from this newfound perspective. So grab those art supplies, lean into your inner child, and start creating. The world is waiting to see what you'll make next. Thank you very much for watching. I would be very happy about a thumbs up and a subscription as a small channel. This helps me a lot. Have fun drawing and see you next time.